So I know it's been a while since I made a video. It's Sunday the 19th of July. And I finally got back out sailing. Work kicked off. I've been working a lot. Living on the boat's been great. The only downside with living on a boat is when you can't go sailing, it kind of drives you crazy. The 4th of July weekend, we had the 250th anniversary of Independence Day, and I got to watch all those tall ships come up through the Hudson River. I debated on going out, but I will put on the amount of boats that were in the Hudson River that whole weekend, and I just decided not to push my luck and go out. If you've seen the madness that was going on, you probably wouldn't either. They designated a couple spots for spectator boats, and those spots were so filled. I really debated on it. I really wanted to. The other thing is it was 110 degrees, and it has been for the last few weeks. Today's a nice, gorgeous day. It's probably 90, 85, 90 out. But I've got a nice stiff breeze. What was I saying? So where my marina is, it's a short walk right down to the Hudson River, and I'll show you videos. It was awesome to watch it that way. And then last weekend I had other things to do than go sailing, so I chose to do that. This weekend, yesterday was thunderstorms and just rain and thunderstorms all day, so I didn't bother leaving yesterday. I have tomorrow off, so I decided I'm going to shoot down to Sandy Hook, do a little bit of ocean sailing, and anchor out. And that's my plan. I'm sticking to it. Right now I'm coming down the Hudson. I only have my jib up, and right now I'm only doing 3 knots against 2 knots of current coming towards me. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like I'm getting 20s, 25 and 30 gusts. You can't tell right now because I'm running with the wind, but like right back there, it's been a little bit crazy. I could throw the main up reefed, but I'm just happy to be out sailing. Once I get out in the ocean, I'll see what I plan on doing. If I want to throw the main up, reefed up, and then go down the coast, I don't know. Let me go see what the swell is out there right now. Yesterday we had 20s to 30s coming up the coast from the south for 2 days. So I assumed yesterday that I didn't go look. The wave stayed out there was going to be pretty massive yesterday, and then coming down into it, I didn't really feel like it, so I kicked out today. As you can see behind me, I've got my 300 watt bi-sided, or however you say that, panel. And I finally got that wired up, so now I'm not solely dependent on the engine, the working engine, for supplement power. I have this as well. And I was thinking about picking up one of those Honda Whisper 2000s to even offset that if I ever need to. I got such a big battery bank, I'm really not worried about it. I think this is going to help just supplement what I need for now. Yeah, see, now we're getting some good wind. I'm back up to 5.5 knots. I'm about to go underneath the Verrazano Bridge, which is fun. And a lot of other sailboats out here ripping around, a lot of small sailboats, like 26 footers, just laying it sideways out here. It's a beautiful day for sailing. I'm so happy I was able to get out. I'm not worried about leaving my marina anymore. I kind of have confidence in my abilities with that now. it's really just finding the time to get out. I had the boat all torn apart, trying to run the wires up to the battery banks. I wanted to get that done, and then with work, it was kind of one of those things, you know, you got to make money, you got to work. And this is one of my last big weekends that I'm going to be able to get out there. But yeah, right now, 20 knot wind, coming from the northwest. Full jib out, I think. There might be, yeah, I think that's full jib. There might be one wrap up there. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Well, here we are. I just made the turn out of New York Harbor, heading up the coast of Long Island. I got full canvas out. We got 12 knots of wind. I'm doing about 5.5 knots. But it kicks up to like 15s and I jump right up to 7. So it's a nice broad reach. I'll show you. Now it's slowed down a little bit, but not bad. This is my setup. I have I got my radar there if I need it, which I may use it on my way in tonight. I don't know how late I'm gonna stay out here, but right now, I mean, you can't get any better than this, because I can shoot up the coast, turn right around, and catch a broad reach the whole way back. One of my favorite things is on my brother's boat, when I sailed that across the Great Lakes, he had a harness, and tying off was just, as a single sailor, you know, a solo sailor, is just one of those things that I've always done. I mean, I love the fact that my lifelines are above knee high. So, I mean, I've got plenty to hold on to, and also I don't really have to bend. Also, I don't have to bend very far for these handhelds either. I love island packets. I mean, you just can't beat it. But having a harness and a jack line is just, I don't know, having the comfort of that. There's nothing making me happier right now than being out here on this water. I mean, it's just, this is the dream right here. I get to do the job I love, in the city I love, live on a sailboat. I mean, you can't get any better than this. Except if I see some dolphins. I want to see some dolphins. We're gonna try. Right now, full canvas, 15 knot wind. I'm doing 7.5, 8 knots. I don't know if you can see that or whatever, but either way, I'm doing 7.5 knots. Hey, good morning. It's Monday. Decided to come out, do a little bit more sailing before I head back into the marina. I've got, I don't know, 6 knots of wind, barely moving around 2 knots. It was blowing just a minute ago at like 10. But either way, it was a great day to watch sunset come up. Also, I've got 2 huge container ships behind me that are coming in to port, so I figured I'll let them go by before I head in. So why not get the sails up a little bit, do a little bit of just kind of floating around. It's a beautiful morning for it. One of the things that I always make a mistake of doing is I throw out the stay sail and I never come up to adjust the self-tacking car slides. So it's all the way over on this side. And I don't realize it till I furl it in at the very end, and I'm like, man, I'm wondering why it's not, I mean, it's not 100% reason why it's an island packet. She's not gonna point that great up into the wind, but any little help I get will help. So I actually have everything pretty trimmed all right, as good as I'm going to get it, but now I'm up to 10 knots of wind, but I'm pointing pretty high. I don't know if you can read any of this, but I'm pointing pretty high. I've got 9 knots of wind, doing 2.5. I was just going 3, but you know, between 7 and 9 knots of wind, doing 3 knots. I don't know how much current. I guess right now we're at a slack tide, so that's not too bad. But for, you know, I guess trimming that stay sail up, getting everything pulled in nice and tight. And I'm sure that with a little bit more tweaking, I can probably go a little bit. I don't think I'm going to get much higher than that. For such a heavy displacement boat, heavy displacement, full keeled boat, I'm quite impressed, really. And I think a lot of it's got to come down to my sail, you know, my sail handling and my seamanship. That's what I had to wait to go by. Four barges across going up the Hudson River. That guy's a baller for sure. Look at that thing. That's insanity. Insanity. What a beast. What a beast. That's that on the ferry. Holy cow. To be honest, that was a tricky one coming in, and I've got another ferry back there, a passenger ferry for the Statue of Liberty. Oh. There's another Statue of Liberty one ahead of me, plus the regular New York Waterway ferry. Chances are I probably should get back at the helm and get through with this. just out in this, I am just out in the Atlantic now, just out past Coney Island and Rockaway Point. I got to see, so guys at work that live in Rockaway Point were telling me that and fishermen were telling me that the whales are in close, and I didn't see any whales last time, and I was really surprised they were really surprised I didn't see any. So I came out this morning and I got to see one. I tried, I think I can zoom in. I came out from down below real quick, and one came right up next to me. And then I turned the camera on and I just kept scanning, and there a couple more times they came up and I got to see them. So hopefully I have it on camera. That made my day. The wind's a little bit stiffer today. I got 15s to 20s, but I guess I had that last time. The only difference is the sea state's a little bit more confused today than it was before. So I'm trogging myself up. So the wind's coming from the east, pretty much right from the east, and the waves are building. Right now it seems to be dying down the farther off coast I go, so I'm trying to get off coast farther. Right now I'm not on the best of reaches, trying to slog my way out here. You can't really see how big they are with a camera, I understand that, but they're close together, and the ones that stack up. But so far Numa just plowing right through them. I did bury the bow once on the opposite tack. I have probably about 100% of the Genoa up in a full main. If the wind kicks up anymore, I'll depower the Genoa, maybe even throw a reef in. But I don't know how long I'm gonna stay out here. As soon as I turn to cut towards Sandy Hook, which is back that way, I'll be running with the wind and it's gonna blow me right in there. So, you know, no point in really depowering the main if I'm just gonna head back. But it's nice getting out into stuff like this and slowly amping myself up and slowly learning what I need to do with Numa and the sail plan and how she feels, really. And honestly, despite how rough and rocky it is right now, I mean, I'm just cutting through it. My comfort zone is pretty good. I mean, like I said, I'm doing 5.5 knots, 6 knots, and I'm pointed pretty high to the wind, as you can see. It's not bad at all, really. And the farther off coast I get, the smaller the waves get. You know, when land, you know, everybody knows how it works. When you start getting the shallow water, the waves want to build up. There is a shoal, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a shoal right when I left, and the waves got they stacked up really close right there. I had the sails up and I couldn't point east anymore because I was pointed up, and I just made that shoal. So I was right where the shoal was, where the waves were building up. But, you know, next time, well, I wanted to be out of the shipping lane. There was some big boats coming in on the shipping lane. So I stayed out. But yeah, what another beautiful day of sailing. Well, the wind's picked up 25, 30s, and I'm still sailing at a pretty good, you know, pretty comfortable state, really. I depowered my sails. I went down, I furled the Genoa. I got nothing but the stay sail and a reef main up. I'm doing about 4 knots. Still beating into the wind. Not bad. I depowered just so I could go down and get something to eat. And I'm kind of just out here riding up and down waves. I'm about to head back to Sandy Hook here in a minute, just to, you know, go back and hang out, mess around with the dinghy a little bit, maybe go into shore, do a little swimming. But a beautiful day out here. Definitely a beautiful day out here. What the hell is this guy doing now? You got all of the ocean at your disposal, and I've got this cat coming right at me. Now we'll see what this guy does. It looks like he veered off here. Maybe he wasn't at the helm, and then all of a sudden he kind of came up real fast. He just veered off. He was moving at a pretty good clip right at me. Yeah, though. We'll swing around, do some downwind sailing. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. Sorry I haven't been able to get a lot more content out. I've been really busy at work. If you don't know, I pump concrete on high-rise buildings, and we just started a new one, so I was able to get a lot of sailing in at the beginning of the season, but now we're getting into full tilt, so it's pretty much just the weekends. And this weekend I decided not to go out because I just had a lot of stuff to catch up on, and rest one of them. But you know, I've been working on trying to get the first weekend I went out, I wanted to get that video out quick, and I didn't. So then I added more video from last weekend, and that just adds a lot more videos to edit, and then it just keeps stacking up and stacking up. So I'm just gonna get this video out, start all over, and hopefully get you some more content out sooner than later. But I appreciate everybody for watching. I want to thank my family for supporting me, and let everybody know I'm doing great here and having a great time. I'm a lot more comfortable on Numa than in the beginning. Definitely maneuvering this boat in and out of the marina. I had to not parallel park it, but you know, come in between two boats over at the fuel dock a couple weeks ago, and I did that like a champ, left like a champ. So I'm getting it. Just take some, you know, it took a learning curve, a big learning curve to figure this full keel boat out. That's all. But while I have you inside, you guys see a lot of outside of Numa, but you don't really get to see inside of Numa on how I'm living in here. It's not a big deal. I'm a pretty simple cat. Looking back, you know, there's my galley. Usually Sundays I'll fill my fridge and my freezer for the week, and that lasts me all week. Between that and the dry goods storage, my spices, and you know, there's plenty of room on this boat for everything you need. And then the 3-burn stove with the oven works great. You know, no complaints there. Microwave, I have to try to find a new microwave that fits these dimensions, and that's not as easy as I expected it to be, but it is what it is. I'll find something. If I can find an air fryer, I use air fryers more than I would use a microwave. I call this my room of shame. This quarter berth, I don't have a storage unit yet. I know I keep saying I need to get one, and I don't. So I have my cover for Numa in here, and my full bimini. The rest of my bimini is in here. And then of course I don't leave my cockpit cushions outside, so they're in here. But as you can see, up under there I can get down to my dripless in the back of the engine, and I like to keep that open when I'm underway, just to keep an eye on things. I'm a nervous Nelly all the time. It's better safe than sorry. So that's why everything's pulled over on one side and in disarray like that. I just keep a couple bags in here. I don't use this Weber, this head that often, unless people are here. And then, you know, I got Starlink, so I listen to my music. That's where I sit down to do the editing. There's a tripod you guys were just on. A quarter berth, no big deal. And my front forward head. So, you know, I live pretty simple on here, but I'm one person. You don't need a lot of stuff for one person, right? But I was gonna say, when I don't have the covers on, I get to look up at buildings and lights. And I know if you watch some of my other videos, I can see the top of the World Trade Center right through these buildings behind me. You can't really see it, I don't think, on this, but I can't zoom in. Anyway, they're the very peak of it, whatever that rod off the top is that. But you know, that's my tour of Numa. and I want to appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.